Decision time in the Swedish qualifier. EfFeCt versus StarShaped. EfFeCt defeating his brother on last refuge. StarShaped with the biggest upset in the tournament so far, defeating Thorzane in the best of one. And now they're duking it out in the best of three. Winner goes to the regional finals. We start on Northern Isles.
I love also how Endars was being like the supportive dad, you know? Like all the Swedish players are like kind of his children. And you know, he has proven time and time again that he can do it. He can do anything. He's a very talented guy, so I'm not surprised that it's 50-50. And between those two, it's pretty much 50-50. They're all so good, you know what I mean? It was really wholesome to see. StarShaped, as we know, he is renowned for being a creative player. EfFeCt, I think if it comes to mechanics, EfFeCt has to be considered a level above the Night Elf here. So I think it's going to be up to StarShaped to outthink his human opponent here, perhaps.
I agree. There seem to be a few spikes in the game, but hopefully it's getting better. We have a standard opening here on Northern. It is Archmage versus Keeper, and that's very understandably so, because Northern Isles is one of the maps where you can't expand, where you can expand the best, with the new trick that the pros have come up with by luring out the rock golems and then creeping them without the boulder to your head and no slow. And those heroes are the best for the respective races in establishing an expansion. So EfFeCt this time with a barracks, not playing this weird Echo Isles thing again that he did against Scud. So this should be an expo by both players, right?
Normally, nowadays in the meta, I would certainly expect that to be the play. But there's also player preference to be coming in. And EfFeCt showed earlier on LR that he doesn't necessarily want to go expansion all the time, when LR is a pretty good expansion map. And once again, this is certainly not going to be the instant expansion. So it does kind of look so far like EfFeCt prefers this matchup on one base.
Seems like it, yep. Ooh, did he deny the Magi?
No, he got
no?
it.
Okay. Okay, you sure?
Yeah.
Looked a little close, but okay, you are the expert in that. Always having hawk eyes on the last hits.
Yes, dude, that's something very personal to my heart. I think we even just heard the level up, so that's level 2 for the Keeper, that's level 2 for the AM as well. The items here can be a big determining factor. Greater mana for the Keeper especially can change the whole scope of the early game, possibly even the mid game. Quick level 3 is going to be high on the priority list for both these players. Even more so for the Keeper. AM is already pretty strong on level 2. Keeper level 2 isn't that impressive, honestly. So it might be in EfFeCt's interest here to be aggressive before level 3. But he's not doing that. He's continuing to creep himself. Wants to get to level 3 as well.
Yeah, it's a very unusual early game for Northern Isles. Both are attacking, both are creeping. Very peaceful early game, I'd say. No Huntress Hall as well, and that for StarShaped. Like, he's going mass archers for now.
Yeah, I mean, it's his favorite unit, but Huntresses fall off super heavily against human. And also against undead. Against orc, you can play him pretty well because they don't have the best pierce damage sources, with headhunters not being so good. But humans have riflemen, and riflemen are pretty much the unit of the patch of this new patch, the new favorite weapon, one of the strongest that human has to offer. And I'm pretty sure that's exactly what EfFeCt's going to be going for again. Tier 2, second hero Alchemist probably, rifles, and then later on the tier 3 into super army perhaps.
StarShaped with the Huntress Hall now, not as late as Endars built it, so this is all in time. EfFeCt is positioning himself a little closer to StarShaped. Scouting now, is there an expansion? Is there a second engine of war already? But the answer to all of this is no.
He's absolutely looking for this expansion here. Scouting in both positions, at the natural and over towards the red gold mine. Red camp gold mine. But no expansion here. Not just yet anyways for StarShaped. Looks like EfFeCt lost one or two of his footmen, but that's okay. It's only footies. We keep on mentioning this. Losing them is fine. You want to rotate them out of them anyways at one point. And this AM has plenty of stats, plenty of intelligence. Means, of course, plenty of water elementals. One of mana sealing coming in. He could get the entangled surround on the AM. This would be a very big deal. You want to hold on to this TP for as long as you can. This surround will not... it will stick.
Whoa!
But he has the staff, though. But the entangle is going to be ready again in a second. Oh, but the staff, smart purchase, gets him out of harm's way.
Nicely escaped. Just a quick question. You have these spikes as well, right? It's the in-game and not the stream? Alright. I thought maybe My computer is acting up a little, but no, it's not. So Rifleman come. Huh?
Yeah, it's the connection for the
Yeah.
Korean observer.
Yeah.
Yep. So tier 2 is done. Time now for the Alchemist. With a backup of the Keeper in the middle. He can creep up pretty effectively with 7 archers. Wow, 7 is really heavy.
We have seen mass archer plays recently, but that was, I guess, against Undead, where and against Orc, exactly, where the Night Elf only went for archers. Like, the only unit he ever built were archers with tier 3 and upgrades and all of that, but heroes and archers. Against human, I don't think that's possible, though. You have the Mountain King with Clap, you later have the Frag Shards and Mortar Teams and Knights as a counter to it, who are really fast, and then you can't kite against them.
Yeah, and rifles with backup of priests are just such effective punch-for-punch fighters. So the archers really don't stand a chance in that engagement, I think. But at the moment, StarShaped can look still for strong timing. There's no dispel yet, and getting these rifle kills is exactly what he wants. EfFeCt has to back up from this, and StarShaped is finding a good timing right here to punch for a little bit of damage.
Ooh, double AoE with the Acid Bomb and the Lightning Shield. This hurts EfFeCt quite a bit, as he has to fight without his second hero, who is still in the altar. StarShaped, of course, going to the tavern. This always means that your second hero is out a little earlier, and he used that timing window really well.
And I have to question the creep route right now by EfFeCt, because you can see it's pretty hard for the MK now to find a camp. The favorite camp for the MK to take would be the Ogre Magi here, hitting tier 2, but that's of course was taken earlier. Instead, EfFeCt could have gone for the natural creep right away. He wouldn't have had to necessarily expand there and then save this bigger camp for the MK later on. And now, the next Rifleman is getting entangled and Acid Bomb and Focus Fire, and that won't be lost as well. EfFeCt is starting to lose a lot in these early mid-game stages.
True that. Another Footman down. Archmage is also at 50%. Another Entangle could force him into a town portal. And StarShaped is kind of tearing it up here with the archer damage, aiming for this Mountain King now. I don't know if that's the right call. Of course, he has no TP. He has no consumables.
There's one more Entangle.
Yep, there we
Shouldn't
go.
be enough for the kill here, unless he gets off a Marvelous block. Oh, Dryad's now coming in. The one Dryad for the slow coming in big time. But she can't connect anymore. Few more right clicks. The Alchemist may get the punch, the killing blow. Gets it, and level 2. Wow, StarShaped is destroying this game so far.
Absolutely. This last hit of the Dryad to apply another slow was just barely enough to give the Alchemist enough time to run for him and kill him off. Tier 3 by him now, so things are not getting better for EfFeCt. It's going Bears, which is quite surprising. Usually, if you go heavy on archers, you see mountain giants in front of them. But bears are quicker, have roar and redo, but are a little easier to kill.
Yeah, that's certainly true. But MK being benched now, this hero relies on levels. That's a good thing if you go for the Alchemist instead of the Mountain King. He's going to level 1, he's going to level 2, he's going to level 3 and upward, whereas the MK before level 3 doesn't really do all that much, and now that has been delayed by even more. StarShaped certainly looking in a good position in this game. How can he cement his advantage even more? How can he secure this win for himself now? Expansion would be one idea.
Yeah, he needs a
Trying to hammer his head against the human wall could be a little over ambitious, because EfFeCt is starting to come online, but then again, at the moment, he's still very weak.
Indeed. We have a few subs here, so thank you, Thendis, for the 32-month resub. 32-month, that's a lot. Shout out to you, man. Kadir for the 6-month. Paralo GG also for 6 months. And EastCon, thank you for the prime sub.
Thank you guys very much. So, EfFeCt has to creep. He has to level. StarShaped knows this. He's not going to back up. He's not going to expand. He's looking for more kills. He's looking like Sonic right now. This is very unusual StarShaped play, but it's working out pretty well so far.
Alright, there's a fight in the bottom. Maybe EfFeCt was about to expand, but StarShaped seems to be shutting this down with 50 supply. And yeah, tier 3 on the way for EfFeCt as well, but that won't help him in this fight. There we go, Mountain King, so close to dying. Again the Dryad, but this time the Alchemist turns around and it's not getting the kill here, but in the meantime, priests are falling. He gets the kill on the Dryad as well. Reacher working on the bear, no master form yet as it seems, so this timing push may be a little too early.
But he got more rifles, he got more priests, and the human's still down to only 37 supply. You can see the confidence from StarShaped there in this engagement, going in even before Bear Master training, something we normally never really see.
Yes.
But StarShaped is feeling it this game.
Mountain King, yeah, as long as the Mountain King is still level 1, how is EfFeCt supposed to fight this, man? And again, we have one player containing the other, but this time EfFeCt gets a taste of his own medicine.
And the Wisp is moving out now. I think this is the expansion here. Yeah. StarShaped is setting it up behind. Got all the damage in. Stole the camps away from the MK. And like, look at the map right now. Where's the MK gonna go for his next bit of experience?
Everything
Red
is
camp,
so far away.
Yeah, Red Camp, Merchant, or the Arachnithids is his only choices. And none of those are good choices.
That's correct. Even if EfFeCt wins the next fight with like a hero focus or something, there's still so much to creep for StarShaped in the northern part. And yeah, it's gonna be tough, man. And there's, as you said, only one place to go really for EfFeCt, and that's the upper left. Very much expectable, very predictable, and StarShaped could punish this, but he is focusing on his own economy with the expansion and more levels on Alchemist.
And not falling back to the gold mine to creep it up for his tree. Instead, StarShaped is looking for more kills. Where does he go? Where could he be? As we said, it's pretty predictable that EfFeCt would be up here. He killed the big Drake, got a very good item, level 4 AM as well, but here comes the Creepjack now. This is most likely going to have to be a TP out by EfFeCt without losing too much in the process. AM, though, dropping extremely low. Has to go for the TP! He does it! Oh my god. Massive mistake. Now no TP to get the rest of his forces out of trouble. One more priest will fall and one rifle at the very least. And Tangle coming in towards the MK. I think he's dead as well. This is already looking like it's it, isn't it?
Very painful for EfFeCt. And again, yeah, the Holy Light of the Paladin saving him for now, but the Dryad Spears are raining down on him, slowing him. But yeah, this is the effect of the Endurance Aura. And that might have saved him right there.
Yeah, thank you, Ancient Django. Keeper only now coming back into range for the Entangle. Was a little slow with this. The spell not coming in, the Acid Bomb is there, but the MK should be safe into the main. And this little tiny hole you don't want to get into.
How can EfFeCt get back into this? The Expo is finished, walking over anytime soon. And yeah, it's time to lick the wounds for EfFeCt. He has 400 gold, doesn't want to break upkeep at the moment, but for the next fight, he absolutely needs a bigger army, otherwise he's no chance.
It looks like EfFeCt is taking a risk right now, moving out on the map without first hero, without TP, towards the Arachnithids. And he has to take that risk, he's so far behind. If StarShaped had anticipated this could have already been the knockout blow, not going for the predictable creeping of the natural. But I mean, he's still getting something done, something very valuable. He's getting his next mining base up. Getting another camp as well. Should be close to level 4, Keeper level 4 Alchemist at this point.
And there you see the expansion that was in the build for quite a bit. So he has better heroes, he has the better army, he has 2 bases up. But there's a level 3 Mountain King now who's really tanky. Has the Paladin to heal stuff, and the Archmage is back soon.
Oh, StarShaped, Star senses tingling. He's walking by the next camp, expecting the human to be down here. This could be the Creepjack to win the game for him. If he continues towards the gold mine, he should have Ultra Vision. He has the vision advantage, and he's coming over. And remember, there's no TP here for EfFeCt. There's basically no way to get out of this.
I think so too. Archmage is not in the battle, so the same is for the cameraman. How? Yeah, there's no way to get
who's coming out on top of this fight. The human army. Wait, he did have a TP. Oh, I'm sorry.
Ah, okay.
I didn't see that. He did have a TP. On. Wait, how though? Ah, the AM staffed in with the TP he still had. Ah,
pretty smart play by EfFeCt. That saved him the game for a little.
Yeah.
But now, I guess, with 61 supply and going higher, the next fight should belong to StarShaped. Still sitting on 50 supply is EfFeCt. Of course, on tier 3, the human has a lot of upgrades that he can go to or do before going into upkeep.
Yeah, but ideally, EfFeCt would like to wait a little bit longer, get more upgrades, get more army, but he's feeling forced to pressure earlier at around 50 supply. This tech path, tier 3 and stuff with all the rifles is not a army you want to fight at 50. You want to have more time for more army, whereas the bears are certainly capable and willing to take that fight. And here we go. Clap coming in nicely against all of those bears, slowed down tremendously. But the TP out has to be used. These rifles just don't have the numbers here to put out the damage to get any kind of kills to those hero lead-ins with the spells.
And this was the second town portal in like a minute and a half, maybe. So 700 gold gone against a player who has one more base than you do.
I mean, it was still his first TP, and he can't afford to really rebuy a TP. He has to finish this game very, very soon, and he has to invest everything into army. EfFeCt has to go all in now, but it's such a difficult position.
Did you see how angrily he went for the dryads? Like, you piece of ass. I want to kill you, man. You caused me so much trouble.
Didn't even get it, did he? Or did he? I don't know. Here we have the fight breaking out again. This is the dream position for the human. And StarShaped perhaps a little overeager going into this position right here. The next clap is going to be insane. Look at all the bears. StarShaped. He might be throwing this game away right now.
Yeah, I think so too, man. The bears are hurt. The Engine of War is only coming in now. Mountain King, I guess, has more mana. Yes, he does. I think I saw a mana potion somewhere. There's a little bit of meat shield in for EfFeCt now as well, but he's once again down to 45. Bear suffered a lot. I don't know how much he staffed so far, but man, this army is constantly slowed. But now focus fire on this Mountain King. As I said, he's really tanky. He needs an invo potion or something. Is there no holy light? Doesn't seem like it. Not going for the invul, and that... Oh my god, this holy light, that was a miss, actually. Thanks to the Talisman of Evasion, but this Entangle, he can't save him anymore. And the Mountain King goes down.
There's no bears anymore here, though. It's only a couple of archers and dryads, and the archers are also pretty close to dying. The Night Elf heroes are dropping extremely low on mana, have barely any spells left to use. However, EfFeCt extremely low on the supply himself. Only 37 left for him. This Ancient of War is doing a lot of heavy lifting right now.
That was pretty close that he got this Engine of War in. Can he buy the Mountain King back? I mean, what's it worth, really, if he has no mana?
Yeah, and I'm not sure that he has the resources for this. More upgrades coming, but here is the MK now. Okay, he goes for the Tavern Revive. But as you said, no mana to use. And with this skill build, no bash either.
Yeah, but to get the aura back is big. To have this movement speed and be able to chase a little. So for the position these two were in, EfFeCt holds on way longer than he should. And now the stream is buffering for me. For you too?
Yeah, for me as well.
Oh, damn.
Okay. F5.
That is indeed unfortunate. But also StarShaped, like the worst position possible on the map. And that was really risky, man. Like, he could have lost the game right there.
Yeah, that was certainly a little overconfident. Almost came to cost him. He's still with a big advantage in this game, like up by 20 supply or whatever it is. And stream doesn't work for me.
It's okay, I think it's just replaying and will stop again soon. Oh, let's see.
Okay, hopefully this will be fixed soon.
Look, yeah. I will contact the admins. Maybe they got an idea.
If these human heroes get completely out of control, EfFeCt could still win this game, as insane as that is. MK level 4, AM level 5, Paladin level 3 or 4. But they're still kind of far away from this. StarShaped still got this massive army. Lacking on the lumber a little bit, but can make more wisps, of course. Moonjuice is looking good. Upgrades are looking good. StarShaped is, of course, in a tremendous position this game, but it's not necessarily over just yet.
True that. There's always a chance, especially with Storm Bolts. I think it's only level 1, though, right? So it must be Clap 2.
Yeah. But he should be pretty close to level 4 MK at this point, I think.
Ooh, StarShaped has major lumber problems with this additional money coming in, or the gold coming in. Maybe that stops him, and maybe gives EfFeCt a little time to get back into this. We see Robert WCG in chat, an admin of the old WCG instances, and the guy we met in Berlin. That was a pretty cool evening with you, man.
Nice to see you, buddy. How was life at Zalando? Okay, the stream still didn't resume, unfortunately.
Nope, not really. I contacted the streamers and admins, but unfortunately, can't do anything.
In the meantime, we had a second semifinal, and this one has already been decided, Neil.
Oh, what? Dovak 2-0? Wow, we sent a Swedish undead to the regional qualifiers. That was not to be expected, if you ask me.
If you ask me, I would have said so, dude. I've seen him on ladder. I've seen him on ladder,
Okay, you
man.
saw him on ladder. Well, that is...
Yeah, he's been looking really strong.
Damn. No Thorzay, no Knopf. But the mighty Dovak.
Dovak.
Big fan of his since the old serious gaming days. And Engies as well, right? Yeah.
All right, so who's going to be the second player here to follow Dovak? At the moment, it's kind of looking like a StarShaped 1-0 lead, but
Okay.
it's not necessarily over, as we said.
Let's see. Do you have the... Oh no, the Bulgarian stream is also up. Lubber and Lex both eliminated. Lubber...
What?
Yeah, apparently Lubber... Oh no, it's one... Yeah, Lubber eliminated by What Can You do? Microwave also eliminated by Formula Unreal. Is there another stream for this? Well, only the official one. And apparently both streams are down. The admins are aware. They are fixing it right now. And no, we can't join the games ourselves. We are reliant on the stream that WCG provides.
Why are you so surprised about Dovak, man? He's such a strong player. How did you not know, Neo? It was so obvious.
For once you want to pull that off, right? Yeah, I haven't seen him too much in the Swedish Clan Wars. And, I mean, we all know that he's pretty good. I'm not too sure how much practice he needs to get to that impressive level. But apparently not too much, man.
He's really good at ghouls early game and surrounding.
Oh yeah, man.
I
love
tell you
like
firsthand, dude.
Back in the day when Orc really was a lot stronger than Undead. He was one of the only players who played a ghoul opening into Fiends, and of course people tried to play Wyvern against it, but that didn't work at all against Dovak, and he was basically the only one playing this, so really happy that Dovak makes a splash here.
The rise of the undeads, dude. 1-2-0. Happy. Now Dovak, is he gonna be?
Don't forget about Ente, who made it through the German qualifier alongside Spiral.
Spirale. Do you know what he looks like?
No. Do you?
Me neither.
Huh.
Wait, didn't he play for EfFeCt as well?
I don't think so.
Who did he used to play for? DKH?
True.
Maybe?
Damn. I didn't expect you to know this, but yeah.
I was mostly guessing, to be honest, but
you can look really smart now.
By the way, is Hasuop still playing Warcraft 3? No, he's not. As far as I'm aware, he's playing Heroes of the Storm still. Funny thing, though, there's a new player on the Netty servers who names himself after Hasuops.
Yes.
Who we've been seeing popping up more and more.
There is an offline event in Greece. Yes, the top 8 of the regional qualifiers will go to the regional finals, and that will be played in Athens.
Athens in June, dude. Ooh, that's gonna be hot.
Oh,
that's gonna be hot.
Oh, I didn't think about that yet. But yeah, for the players, I hope there's AC.
I'm sure there is. Warcraft tournaments always provide the best conditions for players, don't they?
Ask Todd, man. Perfect conditions always. Did you read the lengthy interview that Todd gave Walker3.info?
I don't think I read all of it, but I read some of it, yeah.
That was a pretty good interview, man. Like, seriously honest, and like he always is. That was a good read.
Yep. I enjoyed that one as well. Warcraft3.info, of course, an excellent site, which you all should have bookmarked. The most recent interview there is with Ugrilainen, our good friend from France, who didn't come to Berlin, though. What the hell?
Yeah, that was a big letdown. But he's busy, as he said in the interview. He's opening a bar, an esport bar in Nancy. And I heard rumors it's in the comments, so I think we can say that actually they are trying to get a Warcraft tournament going there.
Hell yeah, dude.
Never been to Nancy, and of course, casters would have an open bar. I wonder how that's going to be with the two of us and a free bar.
Excellent, dude.
Excellent, yes, of course.
Wait, Nancy. I think that's like the partner city of the city I grew up in.
Wow.
Where can you check that out?
Wow.
Nancy partner cities.
Some papa, Lola live in Nancy. Well, then you should go to the big opening that is somewhere. So the stream is back. Apparently the observer disconnected and had to go into Battle.net again. And that
it is actually Mainz's partner city.
Wow.
I knew it. Dude, it's destiny. It's destiny. They have like 50 or 100 partner cities, though.
So you don't feel special anymore?
It's also Karlsruhe. How many partner cities do they have, dude?
Oh.
How greedy are they? BG Karlsruhe.
What? They're collecting them like Panini stickers, I guess.
I never did that as a child. Never once.
No, you weren't too much into football, I guess.
No.
It's also like not such a waste of money, man. More questions here.
Did I tell you that story about a buddy of mine who was collecting Panini stickers? That's a pretty good one, actually. I know him from where I used to work at the cinema, and he was a bit older than me already then, so he was like 35 years old. But it was a World Cup season, and he was still really into Panini stickers. So he bought the Paninis, but of course, to get them all, you have to trade them as well, right? You can't just buy them all yourself. That's not going to work. But of course, none of his friends at that age was collecting Panini stickers, because mostly for younger people who do that, right? So what he used to do at that time was get out his Panini book and his stickers and stuff and go to schools during recess when he had time, and would be on the playground during recess with the kids trading Panini stickers. He did that for a couple of days until the police showed up and started questioning him, like, what are you doing here at this police? You know, this is really at this school. You know, this is really weird. You're 35 years old. And he was there like, I'm just here to collect Paninis, right? Yeah. I'm just here to get my collection going. And they're like, that sounds like an excuse to be near children. No, man, I'm serious. I'm just here for the Panini stickers.
Hey, little guy.
I think at the end of the day, he was banned from the school and had to go to a different one.
Yeah, I can imagine that being really, really, really creepy and might upset a few parents. Hey, little guy, want to trade some stickers? Huh?
Which stickers do you have? Look at mine. Oh. Look at my stickers.
Oh, I got more stickers in my van. Want to see?
No, dude, don't do that. Don't do that, Neo.
Thank you, Le Crestfallen, for the 100 bits. I said, my little lambs, how are you this fine last day before my vacation? I am doing very, very fine. Ralphanate with 100 bits as well. Nothing creepy about that, Kappa. Seems like he did that as well.
Our second map, by the way, we're about to head into it. Concealed Hill. And I was wondering earlier about the map pool. So it was starting off with Northern. That's a pretty good human map. I felt like perhaps EfFeCt should have won this. Concealed coming up next. This is not a good human map, is it?
No.
Horrible to expand on, not good to creep on, and if it should come to mountain giants, impossible to take out with these fountains.
Yeah, it must be loser's choice right now, right?
No, it's preset.
Ah, that's also preset. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay. So we don't know the score still.
It's in the overlay, Neo.
StarShaped won. Okay. Yeah, that was pretty obvious. That was my mistake, not not the other.
That was to be expected, of course. StarShaped had the big lead there.
Yeah, but in Warcraft there are a couple of surprises possible with hero focus, and especially like strong human armies who can tear down expansions in like no time. Never underestimate that factor. But yeah, the players are in the game, the observers in the game. We are waiting for the go.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure EfFeCt's gonna play this one base once again. This is one of the hardest expansion maps, and Northern Isles is one of the easiest, and even there he decided to play it on one base. That worked out earlier against Endars, but StarShaped with his early level 3 Keeper and then the patented aggression with the Keeper, with the Alchemist, on tier 2, proved to be very powerful once again. I think EfFeCt should prioritize being aggressive on level 2 more and force that Keeper to remain level 2. If he gets to level 3 in a timely manner, everything just becomes so difficult.
I got an update from the Bulgarian qualifier where apparently the grid was wrong and Lubber won against What Can UD Do. And he is now in the semifinal against Godfather. Samo Minavam versus Formal Unreal is the second semifinal there in the Bulgarian qualifier.
All right.
So after the next game, or after this series, we go into the Shook Cup, the Chinese Cup for $750, where we have Lucifer versus Foggy and Joshishi versus Hook. It's gonna start in half an hour, so we could be in time for that. Otherwise, we're gonna miss the first map, maybe. But there should be watch, so we will be there. So basically, the entire day is packed with Warcraft.
Hell yeah.
And if you have craving for competitive Warcraft, you can stay here all day.
And you certainly should. Our Warcraft action we've had the last couple of weeks was really, really entertaining. And now these two Swedes are gonna go at it to claim the second spot. Dowak, the only undead really from Sweden on this level, makes it through.
Hello, what about Mad Frog?
Well, he didn't play in the qualifier, otherwise he would have easily destroyed them all, obviously.
Of course.
Obviously. Thorzane fell by the wayside, Knopf fell by the wayside. Now it's between a human and a night elf.
We have 14 humans already qualified for the regional qualifiers. 8 orcs, 9 undead, only 7 night elves, man. This is Bizarro land. More humans, almost twice as many humans as night elves.
That is indeed strange.
From Norway, by the way, we have Targa. That rings a bell.
Wasn't he a StarCraft player?
I know him from Warcraft. Maybe it was ENC, where I casted a few Creo games. Oh, thank you, Spartan HTK, for the 10 euros. Remo, take out that pile of trash, and also thanks for streaming, Kappa. It really
haven't heard that one in a while. Thank you very much. It's not trash, though, I promise. It's contact lens stuff.
But still put it somewhere else so it doesn't look like trash.
I'm not gonna be threatened.
But he paid you. You have to obey.
Is that how it works? Okay.
I know what works, and that's the stream. 1-0 for StarShaped. EfFeCt about to be eliminated, and StarShaped one map away from the WCG regional qualifiers on Concealed Hills. In the upper right, we have StarShaped. In the bottom left, EfFeCt. If StarShaped wins, this tournament is over, and we go into the Shook Cup. If not, we go into Game 3, of course.
So, what are we gonna see here? Keeper is certainly to be expected. It's close to 100%. On some maps, you may want to play Demon Hunter. Not here! It's a pretty poor demon map. Then again, It is one of the few maps where Keeper doesn't reach level 3 too easily, right? He goes to the first camp with the Ancient of War, that's level 1.7 or whatever. Then he goes to the Murlocs, most likely, that's level 2, or the Turtles for level 2. But then moving on to level 3 is really not that easy here. Normally, you can easily creep with those Treants pretty much anywhere, but the camps here on this map are surprisingly hard, actually, many of them. Same is going to be this... can be set for EfFeCt though. Level 2 AM is going to be easily crept, but level 3 won't be so simple. If he uses Militia for the natural creep to get towards the expansion, that's going to get him to level 3 pretty much. But should that be interfered with a Nile, that's very dangerous. There's 2 null creeps there to poison everything. Peasants will be hurt, peasants will be killed, game will be hard. And EfFeCt already earlier showed that he seems to prefer at least the one-base play. So I'm expecting certainly one-base play to continue here from EfFeCt. And so does StarShaped, I imagine.
I agree. Yeah, we all should expect this. Question is, will he go Huntress this time against it then? Like the normal mass hunts strategy? Well, against human is not that normal.
Yeah, against one base, especially not. When he's playing expansion, there's a timing for it, but against one base, that would be very unadvisable. I love the creep out here by EfFeCt. Pulling out the creeps at the laboratory, not going for the simple cap, making use of the AI manipulation, meaning that the creeps won't cast their spells if you do it right, making that much easier. And that is an advantage of the human early on. With those militia, he can creep this camp right away for the greater mana and level 2. And suddenly, level 3 looks much easier. I wasn't aware of this possibility here, but that suddenly makes this map much better for human than I thought.
Indeed, a very special creep route that EfFeCt pulls out. You haven't seen this before either, and especially the big mana. If he gets level 3, and if he gets a Tome of Experience there at the crab spot where he is at the moment, that can be really hard for StarShaped. Either he has to face a lot of level 2 water elementals, or he sacrifices a lot of wisps. Both not really advisable.
Yeah, and StarShaped, he's expecting him at the green camp. He's expecting the little camp with the trolls and the ogre first, and then the human going towards the green, but that's not the case. So StarShaped is going to take the green camp himself, but that's not going to be level 3, whereas the AM in the north, upon finishing the merchant, will be level 3, and then if he keeps up the pressure with those level 2 elementals, is going to be looking very strong in this early game.
He's at the shop now. Looks like he's creeping that as well. That should be level 3 for him then, right?
Yes, absolutely. Isn't that easy to take out with the inner fire and the healing and the bloodlust? But I think he's got like 4, maybe 5 footies at this point. Should be good enough. Staff in from the AM. I thought he was going to be stuck in the main.
Yeah, me too. That was real close. But very precise staffing. But the rest of the army is lacking. StarShaped again with the Huntress Hall in time. A little late, but you want to spend the resource on the Alchemist anyway, so that's going to be good.
I love that he doesn't use the TP there. Retains that. That TP is so important. If you have that TP, you can go for dangerous creep camps, especially on tier 2 with the rifles. You can take out the, I don't know, fountains maybe. And if then the pressure comes in from your opponent, you can always use that TP to get out of a difficult situation.
And he got level 3 with that creep route. So it was lab, crab, shop.
Yeah, really cool.
And a big item as well.
And now 2 water elementals to take out the ogre magi here. Gets another consumable. Wand of Illusion. Not too bad.
He's getting so much out of this map. Sorry to cut you off.
And the footies were a little bruised from the creeping, but guess what? There's fountains. So now they're healthy again.
Absolutely.
This is looking like a brilliant game plan here by EfFeCt.
I like
the one worry is the level 3 keeper wasn't really delayed. He has reached that level 2 entangle, most likely. And with the alchemist coming up in just a few moments, once again, StarShaped could be able to find plenty of kills.
Yeah, that's the big danger here. I don't think he can fight this. We have seen this on Northern Isles, where StarShaped started the fight before the Mountain King was out. That was pretty much the perfect start for him. But I think we see the second here at the tavern, right? Or is it just illusions? There's nothing working at the altar, so I guess it's Alchemist versus Alchemist.
Yeah. I believe so too. StarShaped scouting here isn't exactly on point. There's no wisps to scout things out or treants, so he doesn't know where the human is. Ideally, at this stage in the game, early tier 2, you want to be aggressive as Night Elf. You want to make use of that Entangle Acid Bomb combo. Look for those kills. But he wasn't able to find him. He's creeping up himself now, and that's exactly what EfFeCt is going to be happy with. Trading experience at this point in the game and not suffering too many losses. Losing footies to creeps even is okay, but especially the next couple of rifles, as we see the first one here, he wants to keep those alive.
And getting the entire red spot is a big commitment in time, but his base is so fortified. Like, what can StarShaped kill here? A few reinforcements, of course, but that's about it. And taking that time, I think, is a really good idea to get the second hero up in levels and the biggest item on the map, which we haven't seen yet, unfortunately.
Alright, here we have the engagement now. There's only one entangle on the keeper though, so... Oh, big acid bomb towards these footies. Oh, they're having a tough time. But they're getting healed up as well by this alchemist, who's level 2 already. And how different this game looks, with so few kills going the way of StarShaped in the early stages, compared to what we saw on Northern Isles.
Yeah, it's basically the other way around this game. EfFeCt got a lot of time, EfFeCt got a lot of experience, and didn't lose too much at all. And again, StarShaped not with an expansion at all in this game.
Yeah, wants to go towards 50 earlier, perhaps even break into upkeep. So is he going bears or MGs? That's the question.
Bears.
Bears it is again, okay.
Adept upgrade pretty early. Not going heavy on Dryads. They were kind of the game winner for him on Northern. They helped a lot with the slow.
Like, at least 1 or 2 Dryads is so powerful in the early stages of the mid-game. But doesn't go for them. And, yeah, EfFeCt, dude, he's having a really comfortable game this time around.
Yeah. Dispel is coming as well, so not even Mass Treants is going to threaten him too much. And second
Almost
red spot goes to
Alchemist.
EfFeCt as well. Yeah, as you say, level 3 Alchemist. It was... Oh, Rune Braces. Decent against the Entangle, but maybe if you aim for a timing push, you sell it anyway.
I think StarShaped played this game a little too passively. I mean, he's still getting up experience. He needs to have a high-level Alchemist here. If he doesn't find the kills early on, he needs to follow up with levels of his own. And the Keeper just falls off naturally against all of this Dispel that the Priests are going to be able to offer. And EfFeCt actually, for once, low on lumber. We've seen him plenty of lumber in all the previous games, but here he's going to struggle now to get all of his tech rolling.
Hey man, he got the laboratory so early. He could have gotten a shredder long ago. StarShaped now knows what EfFeCt is doing and what state he is. Big inventory, big mana, once again Scroll of the Beast. Expo for StarShaped is crapped now, so he could go for another Tree of Life. But tier 3 is almost done, and then does he want to go for a fight early once Master is done?
Don't think that's recommendable. This Alchemist needs level 3 for StarShaped, but there's pretty much only the Fountain left to creep for anything of value, and that's far away. And it's in fact EfFeCt here pushing in early, fairly early. Level 4 for him, he's slightly in upkeep at 52, and it's gonna take this fight against the Nile of Maine. I guess there's barely any moon juice, and Master's still not done.
Okay, it's also daytime, no region on them. He has to get a few pickups with Entangle, but even that doesn't seem to be working. Oh, Alchemist out of position.
He doesn't have a staff.
Yep, has to move out of that fight.
Not having the shop here is so painful. He would have had a staff, he would have had an orb as well for so much more damage over time. When is the Master training done? Should be done in just a moment, but now StarShaped is supply stuck at 40. Wisps coming in for the detonate. Those are gonna be big. If he gets all the priests, there's no more Dispel, makes finding the pickoffs easy, but the Alchemist is out of this fight.
Yeah, how is he supposed to get back? Like, there's no way, as long as EfFeCt is containing him, that he gets back here. Love the defend. We see it more and more in competitive Warcraft again, after the nerf, and then the buff again. Defend is back, and now Acid Bomb, right-click, shop, though! Finally there, and the potion right on time.
Why is the Keeper not using his mana? There we go. There's only a limited number of Dispels. There was one, level 3 now for the Alec, that's another big level up, using the mana potion here himself, heal spray coming in, but StarShaped is losing so much in the process. Keeper still with full mana, basically.
That's a mistake, man. Like, we see the
He must be
priests
spamming
here.
those spells. Entangle, Treants, Entangle, Treants, Entangle, Treants.
We see the priests here, they don't have mana anymore, so with like 6 more Treants, they soak up mana at the very least. There's not too much healing anymore, or they soak up damage. This is certainly a mistake. Now he's stuck at 31 supply.
And this is looking like the KO already. Like, this is such a bad position now. I can't see how he's gonna get out of this chokehold. What you need in a position like this is a level 6 Demon Hunter, then maybe, but...
Level
not gonna be happening.
6 and the ultimates are, of course, super far away. Lead the game. Thank you for the sub. And the last 2 remaining bears are falling. GG! EfFeCt is equalizing. We go full distance for the decision in WCG Sweden.
Well done by him, well done. On arguably a hard human map, but super smart creeper out there. And StarShaped a little complacent. He had the level 3 keeper early on. He had the power spike with the alchemist coming out, but the scouting wasn't on point. He couldn't find EfFeCt. He gave him too much space there in the mid game, then gave him the red camp. And then even the bears, too late.
Yeah, usually the tech tree for bears should be in time, but EfFeCt, really well done, man. Really well prepared for concealed hills. With that lab, crab, shop, creep route, it was just overwhelming, and StarShaped couldn't get anything done in the early, late level 3. And yeah, then in the fight, completely overwhelmed, not using the spells, and that's what happened. So what's the last game? Last map here. Is it Last Refuge? Yes, it is.
Yes, indeed.
So that is like, no one is really favored there, right? It's like both want to be early level 3 on Last Refuge. It's very hard to get early level 3. Expo is doable, but not like a gift.
I think EfFeCt just doesn't play fast Expo though, is what it's starting to look like. Like, he just doesn't want to play it at all in this matchup, regardless of the map. So I'm expecting him to play this one base once again. Level 3 especially hard for the Archmage here. If the Keeper can walk from camp to camp with his treants, that can be doable, but think back on the earlier game, where EfFeCt prevented even level 2 from his brother Endar so well on this very map on Last Refuge. But StarShaped is probably going to be playing around that a little bit better.
Decision in this qualifier. Last game of WCG Sweden. Oscar or Arild, who's gonna join Doak into the regional qualifiers, where the top 8 of the regional qualifiers will go into the regional finals in Athens. Lots of money on the line, $1,500 for the winner of the final. And of course, a travel to Xi'an, where it's about $40,000.
It's gonna be interesting to see here how EfFeCt tries to make this work. I think a key decision also on map number 2 was not going MK, but rather going Alchemist. It's so important to get the mid game rolling, to get stuff done, and that 1 minute you have to wait for your first or for your second hero from the altar just takes so much initiative away from you. There's the AM, of course, first.
Yeah.
Against the Keeper.
I mean, Mountain King would have been a possibility, but not really. Demon Hunter! Whoa!
No way!
In the
On
deciding...
LR?
Is he thinking that EfFeCt is throwing a curveball and goes Mountain King and therefore goes into Demon Hunter?
No way. Nobody does that.
I mean...
On this map.
I mean, a Demon Hunter is by no means bad. It's just not as good as a Keeper.
Yeah, depending on the map, the Demon can also be pretty potent. Terranos, for example, maybe AZ. But LR.
Ooh. Ikben Cool says in chat that he might be afraid of a Blood Mage. The Sock strategy. That might be true.
Does EfFeCt play this?
No idea, man.
EfFeCt has looked really straightforward so far. Like, one base, rifles, tier 3 stuff. Most of the time.
Yeah, against Thorzen, I could totally see that.
So the reason why I said that this map especially I find questionable to play Demon Hunter on, I almost said Anti-Mage, is because the oh, did he deny one of the creeps? No, still has to take that out here. It's because the level progress is very difficult to pull off for the Demon. Yes, level 2 is reliable, but you really need him on level 3 in the mid game. Otherwise, he is not that carry that he needs to be for you. As Night Elf, pretty much whatever first hero you choose has to carry you towards tier 3 kind of, or at least tier 2. And a Demon without level 3 is fairly underwhelming indeed.
Yeah, the 50 mana burn doesn't do too much against a well-leveled Archmage, but we see neither of that, like the hawkish aggression from EfFeCt on level 1.
Yeah, this is a good timing. At the moment, there's not too many archers yet. It's hard to deal with these footies, hard to juggle the wisps in the meantime. And of course, the Demon is not ranged, he's melee, so he has to chase after all the targets that he wants to put damage on. And there's just so many things to care about right now. There's the water model, there's the AM, there's the footies. And EfFeCt is being really obnoxious in the main. Very good juggling of the wisps, though. I don't think he lost a single one, actually, so far.
I think so, too. There's one he
that
saved
one
to
as
the
well.
Moonwell, a few he saved to the mine. Man, EfFeCt is running into a wall here. Okay, now he starts to detonate them, but still almost no experience for this Archmage.
Yeah, I think he got 1 wisp so far, 4 experience, and 2 more for detonates. Alright, checking out the human main here. There's a shop coming, as everything is dropping a little bit low. But lots of these wisps were saved. Don't know if he's gonna have lumber issues here. We're gonna be able to see that soon. 200 lumber. Okay, he's a little bit low, but it's not catastrophic.
I agree. It might take some time to get the lores up and to get to the tier 3. Can't really go for a Shredder here on this map. That would take too long. But on the other side, EfFeCt has to focus on level 3. Like, his mana is so low.
If he gets level 2 though, Brilliance Aura and a Naga, it's gonna be hard for the Demon to deal with. He's not even level 2 himself at the moment. And in small army, low level situations, the Naga is always gonna be key. And I think StarShaped's gonna go for it as well, probably. But he needs that level 2 on the Demon desperately.
Yeah, but Hunter's Hall is also late. But he's waiting for the Alchemist, man. That's a big upgrade. Well, EfFeCt is only going for the green spots now. Not going for the Mercenary Camp, for example, which I think would be pretty helpful. Especially the item.
When you play Demon, you really want to play Bears. That Reju is so valuable on him. Necessary, it feels, most of the time. Without heal, he can't be the tank that he wants to be. This AM still only level 1, my goodness.
That hurts him so much, man. StarShaped is in control with that double hero now. And the first lore is coming for Dispel. EfFeCt goes for the Alchemist again, most likely in the middle of the map.
Could be Naga.
Could be Naga, but I... Oh, it is Naga, you're right. As she doesn't need much mana.
Yeah, really strong against the Demon. He tries to walk in, dish out the damage. And she's slowing him down, making everything much more difficult for him. And going to level 1, going to level 2. This is a very low level game where the Naga does thrive. So, interesting choice now that the players have to make. Like, whose job is it to be aggressive? Whose job is it to be disruptive? Or who wants to fall back for creeping? Both have the Naga, so it's kind of natural that both want to look for a bit of damage to deal.
EfFeCt again, like on Concealed, and what he tried on Northern as well, is to claim the middle of the map for him. Or caught reinforcements here. EfFeCt smelling that there's a fight nearby. And good damage on the Demon Hunter, still not level 3. Finally got the Brilliance Aura on the Archmage.
Yeah, the Militia support here in the early stages of the mid-game is very powerful. Just bringing in a bit more normal damage against the heroes helps out tremendously, especially against this Demon Hunter, who of course is melee, doesn't have the boots, makes dealing with this slow even more difficult.
EfFeCt is really controlling this Demon Hunter well.
Yeah.
That was well done. Footmen are moving forward. Archers are slowed, so most likely killed. Demon Hunter makes his way back to the base. Can he intercept him? Doesn't want to.
It looks like now, like StarShaped has to wait for his bears, has to wait for Reju before he can really contest, so has to give up more of the map. This meant the 2 big consumables for the human. On paper, bears are supposed to be the counter to rifle caster play. But they're actually still far away. This tier 3 is not finishing too soon.
Yeah, because of the harass in the base before. But Dryads will help out quite a bit. We don't have too many rifles yet. But okay, time for both to go to the mercenary camps. Good items to be found here.
And level ups. This is finally going to be level 3 for both first heroes, I think. Losing a couple of footmen here. They can actually be pretty valuable later on against the bears if they can hold the front line for the rifles in the back to put out the damage. 40 supply for EfFeCt. Once again struggling with the lumber a little. He was very extensively using that militia support earlier, as we saw, which helped him for the middle map control. But he's getting up those rifles, and Demon... Oh, he's still on level 3, but about to be.
Pretty tanky with those 2 rings. Okay, shop is coming in the back as well as tier 3. Should be at like 50% or so. Bears are coming heavily. 40 supply. Both like very similar creep routes.
Yeah, I would have liked to see EfFeCt perhaps a little more aggressively. Perhaps creep the gnolls. Perhaps go for an Ogre Lord, but for that his army is probably not big enough. So he's taking it safe and slow here as well. 7,200 gold in the mine, in case you guys were wondering.
Book of the Dead and Sumi Mask.
Oh, solo creep on the Naga. I don't like that at all. This demon level 4 would help out tremendously, but with that now, he's slowing this down a lot. Yes, the Naga hits level 3.
Fork Lightning is also not too bad.
It's also not too good, though.
It's kind of correct.
Oh, greater invul, greater healing on this Naga. Very helpful. Along with the boots and a scroll of healing. Damn. EfFeCt's inventory is looking sweet. Yeah, militia coming north, anticipating an engagement perhaps, and walking back. They're making the...
Yeah, I think red spot time now.
Yeah. Army is big enough now. But I think EfFeCt is getting away with quite a decent amount himself here. I'm sorry, I meant StarShaped, of course. The trading experience now. They're both level 3-3. There's a bit more experience though on the human side, of course, having claimed both merchants in the middle. And AM should be almost level 4 at this point.
Love to get... Oh, Cloak of Flames. Nice. Especially with level 4.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really good.
Oh, you do appreciate the Cloak of Flames for once?
If a hero can hold his ground, it's a really good item.
And the Demon Hunter can't do that, especially with level 4. I think, like, Chat said he sold the rings. I'm not too sure. But he still has evasion level 2. And
not
then...
Yet. Huh? He's level 3. Right?
Yeah, he will have evasion level 2 on level 4. Not too far away. He has 1 ring remaining.
Another ring. He just found it. 3rd ring for him.
Lord
we have some Murloc camps still remaining. EfFeCt is in the corner right now. This should now finally be level 3 AM then. Level 4, I mean. There we go.
Yeah. You can feel that both are playing so fast because there's so much on the line for them.
Yeah.
And no one wants to do a mistake. No one wants to overstep once, but StarShaped is kind of poking into the base, forces the town portal immediately. Militia call as well. Very defensive TP.
StarShaped could go into the corner now. Creep up the Murlocs. Does he see this army and realize that he has less supply? It does look kind of like a big army. He's got the Book of the Dead still running. But not an upkeep yet. A bit more creeping.
Now.
Oh,
Going Dryads as the Moonwell is finishing can go up to 70. And an expansion behind that.
Making more Dryads especially. How many bears does he have? I think only 3, right?
Yeah, I thought 3 as well.
Maybe 4? It's kind of weird to go Dryads then.
A player's forces are under attack.
Oh, Creepjack now coming in bad position for this Night Elf army. Is TPing out. We see the Blizzard for the first time.
Man, he's gonna get breakers with more damage. He's not going any mortar teams or something, but I think the damage is enough. It's not mountain giants that he has to face, but only bears. So Blizzard and Rifleman should be enough, I think.
If he gets to a lot of bears with decent upgrades, though, they may be able to chew through these breakers. I don't think he has the greatest upgrades for them. EfFeCt was struggling with the lumber for a long time this game. And on one base, you don't necessarily have the economy either. If this base comes up, though, for StarShaped, and he finally gets level 4 for the demon, there we go.
Right.
I'm liking his position.
StarShaped?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's an expansion now for EfFeCt as well.
Okay.
And the map is almost empty.
Well, spring upgrade coming in. It's gonna be a big help here for those Moonwells. 64 supply for the Night Elf. Finally, the Trio Life is done. Oh, no Nature's Blessing though, and not really the lumber to get it either. So it's gonna take a little bit longer. So EfFeCt actually ends up being the first of the two to have the Expo, but not too much quicker.
Yeah, very unlikely to see two late expansions.
AM 4.5. I really like the transition to Blizzard as well to not force feed the experience with the water elementals too easily.
Absolutely. You don't want to face a Metamorphosis Demon Hunter. No way.
If this demon gets level 6, it's basically impossible to win this game.
Well, you can win the game with Mass Teleport then. And like you dodge fights, wait for the cooldown. The cooldown is a lot longer now, right? Than it was before.
Yeah, that's true.
A player's forces are under attack.
Alright, Illusion Scout confirms the human expansion. And the AM Scout with the Illusion in the north saw the Night Elf Expo. Okay, so we're 2 base versus 2 base. Plenty of economy to be coming in for both these guys. I would love to see the upgrades. Upgrades are a big determining factor for how these fights will go.
70 supply soon. Blacksmith is not productive at the moment.
A player's forces
The
are
shop
under
is not
attack.
building anything at the moment as well.
But EfFeCt is getting towards 80.
Yeah.
And 80 supply of rifles with decent upgrades has quite a bit of punch behind it.
We're getting close to a fight, I guess. Of course, once the items spawn in the shops, both want to claim them. And StarShaped is stealing EfFeCt's items now.
StarShaped definitely needs involts. Very, very valuable on the demon. For
Heal
the
scrolls
bears,
as
heal
well.
scrolls. Yeah, against the blizzard also.
I really like the illusion scouts all the time. This demon hunter, by the way, packing quite a punch with the 2 slippers.
2 slippers, but no invul. Where's the invul? Maybe he got one though.
Yeah, he has a
that was
staff.
only the illusion. I need the invul though. Invul, best item.
So we're getting ready for the fight, opening up with Roar and Fork Lightning. 2 breakers in the front, little mispositioning by EfFeCt here, maybe a little too far forward. 1 breaker falls immediately, Rifleman also hurt.
Yeah, this is not the position you want to fight in when you're StarShaped. It's obvious that he's going to draw you back into this little choke. StarShaped needs to fight on big open ground. And also needs more bears, doesn't he?
I think so. This open ground doesn't work for them, even though he has the staff out. Demon Hunter's down to 50% already. Blizzard raining down on the Dryads, interestingly, but the breakers are doing a good job. Invul potion here, but he needs the healing. EfFeCt seems to be chewing through. There's still 75 supply for them. It's around the demon. The staff is on cooldown on him. Is there another one on the Naga? No! StarShaped was so close, and now he's losing the first hero.
Oh, massive mistake. Didn't have a staff on the Naga. That, or did he?
Oh, was on
he
cooldown
did,
as
but
well.
It was on cooldown. Oh no, StarShaped. That is unforgivable. But also, without that, this fight was lost. He didn't have enough bears and didn't go for the best position. He should have defended at his expansion. There's plenty of space.
I think so too. But even with more space, I don't know if that would have gotten him too much. There was just way too few bears.
A player's forces
Demon Hunter's
also, I
coming
think
back from the altar now. That takes forever, and EfFeCt is pushing for the regional qualifier.
With a big lead now here, the human player taking out one of the Ancients of War. There's another one in position. As we saw in the upgrades, he was going for Vorpal Blades, trying to go for some late game glaive throwers here. But doesn't look like he has the time. Dryads are very good in the mid game for that slow and that versatility. Spell immune as well. But in the super late game fights, they prove to have barely any damage anymore. Wisp coming in for the detonates. Can they change something? No, 5 for the AM as well. The Blizzard becoming even stronger. And yes, there were detonates, but the AMs, it has plenty of mana to use the illusions. Taken out so quickly. These rifles are destroying everything. that StarShaped is throwing in.
Absolutely. He did connect to the Sorceress, so that's not too much slow, but the Priest can still heal. The army of EfFeCt is massive. Next Engine of War is falling. He tried to go into Glaive Throws, but that didn't work. Like, wow, a lot of supplies stuck in the base as well. Demon Hunter's still not back. And if the expansion falls, that should be game right there. Trying to get more units in, but GG, Graz, Dovak, and EfFeCt are representing Sweden in the regional qualifier.
Well done, well done. Unusual Demon Hunter choice. Looked interesting there, but in the late game, there was like basically no chance. Demon plus Naga, just not the same as the Keeper plus Alchemist, I guess.
Absolutely. Yeah, do you think the Demon lost him the game already?
I think if he staffs out the Demon, he still loses. Didn't have the army simply to.
No, I mean
the
the pick of the Demon Hunter.
Ah. If he played it differently, heavier on the bears, heavier on the upgrades, lighter on the dryads, I think that could have still been doable. But then maybe he needs a panda. I don't know.
StarShaped without hunts as well. Maybe that was a little bit of a mistake. So yeah, that was the first of 3 national qualifiers we are going to cast. Next week we have Ukraine and Russia. But now we go from Europe, from Sweden, over to China, where we have the Shook Cup for $750. We have our own camera back. We have the overlay back. So we have Foggy versus Lucifer. It started like 2 minutes ago. We're still trying to get into the games. We're not sure if it works, but yeah, Dovak and EfFeCt for Sweden. And we'll take a little break, and then we have the Shook Cup semifinals and grand finals.